Today I going to make a web application with Strappy and Next.js authorization system. First of all, let's see what we today build. I have already started this application and this is our route, and now we are not login. Let's log in. Before logging we need to register, so we password is, let's say, asdfjkl, and we can select image. We just select image as my screenshot and hit register. It shows us register success, and now we can log in. Now route shows us you are login as user. We know user is our username, and go to profile page, and it shows us the profile picture and user's email, and home page. It goes to home page. Now we can log out from there. It could be log out, and it shows us you are not login. Today I just made this application. Any further delay, let's start. First of all, we create a Strappy project. Here I am using yarn. Name it is auth, and hit enter. Strappy application creating done. Now we want to create next application. So here's my Strappy, and go to Next.js and create a next project with yarn. Next.js project creation is done. Now we can go to programming. Now we want to install some packages like and we also install Tailwind CSS. Just copy all and we paste it. Save, and next we need to global.css add these 3 lines. Tailwind CSS is set up complete. Now we can start our application by using yarn dev command. Now it is working. We just remove all CSS file and 2 pages index of this is we can remove boilerplate code and write one word and add a class name to see working or not. $700. Yeah, it is working. It is working perfectly. Now we are ready to go. First of all, we want to set up redux to our application. So we need to create a folder called src, and here we just create another folder called redux, and here we can create a JS file called store.js, and we can make our redux store here. Figure store and can specify reducer there and middleware and get default and return it. Get default. Next we dev tools true. In production application we need to change it, make it false, and we need to wrap our interior application with this store. and specify here import default store from there and wrap in our interior application with store. Now we are create our first API slice. Create our first API slice for data fetching with RTK query. So create a folder called there and name it api.js. And API equals create API function from it to import from redux toolkit query / react put from it its base query, then create API with the help of function create API, specify reducer path called API and base query. Page URL is now we need to start our Strappy server with help of yarn developed. It will starting and it should be starting URL localhost 1337 and /API. And we need to specify in points. Yes, our Strappy server is working. Now we need to create Strappy admin user. We here Ubho, Mohammed and Gmail and confirm password. Let's start, and it should be working fine. And we need to return some text. Complete our and specify this store as a reducer and called it API to API dot use dot user path dot user, and we also concat our API middleware now. Our application should be connected with Redux. We can see it by using Chrome's DevTools and enable our Redux DevTool. Yes, it's API and it should be connected to our next application. Now Redux is working fine, and now I make login page. Now we want to make login page. So in pages folder, we create a new page called login.jsx, and now we want to see our page in Chrome by using login. Yes, should print login, and now we want to do login page, and we just start to build our login page. Our Redux setup is working fine. Now we want to make login page, so we just made our class name called flex and justify center div and class name 8 and div class name called flex call and justify center. And now we want to need our logo, so we image and copy paste our image to our desktop. I have already ready these two images for this project, and we just use this image. Now we are use next image component. It is very powerful. Need to specify here src and import our image to src slash image slash logo.png and specify its import logo, and alt should be logo, and height 100, and class name object contain. Now we can see our application is this kind of, and we just next we just add a h1 and right there login, and it class name text for cell and margin bottom 4 and text center text center. Our application. Now we add another div and working with from and will be nothing. We just delete it, and we specify div with class name relative for our labeling purpose. Okay, label, and we just keep it email, and class name ab load f4 minus top 1 and bg white bx padding x2, and next we need to input and just add placeholder should be a placeholder text. Here we just example name email.com, and type should be email, and class name is focus outline none, and px padding x2 py3 pz, background transparent, and view border and border black, uh, margin y2 and wide 18. Round md focus and border blue 600. Transition colors. Now we can go to our application and see what I'm doing. Here it's nice to design, and next we need to design another for password field, and we just copy paste this to this portion of code, and it should be password and placeholder should be password, and type password, and another should be there. And lastly we need to submit button, input, and close this input, and type should be su bmit, submit, and value sign in, and class name background bg blue 500 py2 round md margin top 4 cursor cursor pointer text should be white, hover bg blue bg blue 400. Transition colors, what I am build why this is there, because we need to specify some class to or from them to our application and look beautiful. Now time to make another page called register.jsx. Again we just copy paste our whole login page and create some things. It should be work. To import text, image and logo from our logo, and it should working now. Go to register page. Yes, this register page, but we need to change something. Register, and before email we need another input box called it name, and type text and placeholder name and be there, and another box we need for select profile image. To make this, we just before submit button create another div, and for image and image source should be a placeholder dummy image. Here's I copy paste this link. Alt profile, and we just ignore this error. By using this, here's it is just a presentational image, so we don't use next image component, and we need to add some class name to our image. Class name height should be 24 to keep it responsive. We don't specify wide. Round XL object cover margin bottom 3, and to give border we use Tailwind CSS ring class ring 1 and ring blue 500, and what we made, just look, it's nice to see. And I think we need a little bit of space there, so we just add a my to be side space. It should really good, and we need to change this text to register. Now time to create this image selection option. Put input, and here's user can only select one image, so keep it multiple false, and we accept only .png .jpg comma .jpeg jpg and we type file and class name should be display block and text sm small round xl border and cursor pointer focus outline none focus line none. Here we can see our choose file option and make it functional. When we are choose a file, it should be appear there. So we need to on since handler to our file input. Image sense and we make it this function we just take our file dot target and files 0. If our file is appear we need to yes, we need to add some state. Add some state called const fill state be null. We can do this by using this and const as file false and if file set has file true and that file should be file and we can specify else condition here set file false and we want to show this selected file in this image, so we need to create this image reference to our register page. So const use ref hook and we go to this as option use profile image there and we need to set this image profile image ref dot current dot src, and it should be url control url and get object url dot in this file. And now we can select image and it should be appear there, but we need to use this field of state to our application. So we need the state called const name, set name, use state empty string, and just copy paste, and it should be email and password and set password. Set password. Now we want to handle onSense event to our input. It is name, so we get event and set name e dot target dot value. Next we copy this line of text and paste it there. Set email and set word to our password. Now we can see error, and here's the input error autocomplete tag for password field need to current password, and we just fill this. And we need email has and username has also autocomplete. And name it should be username. Now our all error is gone. Now we just test on submit event to our form. We just create handle submit to see our state is working or not. We'll submit. We need to stop our refreshing page, so we use and default, and we just log our all information, name, email, and password. Go to our register page and keep it so .com. Password is dfjkl and register. Yes, our state is also working fine. Now we are working in our login page. So here's we need also some state called mail, set email, and use state p. We can fix this error by using that, and password, set password, set, and we just type here nonsense event to sense mail dot get dot value, and we just this state there and and we need to add a handle submit function to submit this form. Here's we get event port, just log email and password, and we go to our login page, and we also need autocomplete attribute to our password field and email field. This is refreshing, so let's see what I made error. Here's we need to just spelling mistake. I think it should be working now. No, now oh no, we don't have used this on submit. We'll submit now. I think it's working. Yes, it is working fine. Now we need to go to user and create another field. It is media for this media called and image, and it is single field, and advanced should be only image, and finish. The server will be restarted, and we go to register page, and here's we keep ready for everything, and now we need to create Auth API to register user. Now we are working our Auth API for login and register. First of all, we are make register API const Auth API we import API and inject endpoints, and we need to specify here a object called endpoints, and we get a builder. Here we follow builder pattern, and it also we name it register and build dot mutation, because we are using post request, it is mutation. And we just here's query and data URL we have already set up our base URL, so it is auth hello local register, and method here's we use mutation, but it could be put or post, so we need to specify it post, and body should be we get data from this query function, and body should be data. Body should be data, and we need to export this register functionality. Export const auth API from use registration mutation, and we go to register function, and we can use this register functionality. Go to register, and here's we have already set up handle submit. We know HTTP requests are asynchronous, so we need make this function asynchronous to add async keyword and use mutation function, so it is a hook, so we call it there, and const we get register, and first of all use register mutation, and we get is error is loading and error object. Now we can register using await await register email name should be name and password field should be password. Here we have profile image, but we look this in later, and use unwrap to make it asynchronous, and we use try catch to avoid asynchronous error, and just log error. Now we can see our register functionality working or not. Name Uho and gmail.com and password hdf and register, and nothing happened here. But if we go to content manager and user, we can see here is register, and change our information and register again. It should be also registered. Here we want to look how to handle profile image upload API, Auth API, and here we need to specify another question, and should be URL slash load and method post, and body should be data. But we need to make it send it query object and get data back, return a, and it's working now. Here's first of all, we need to upload profile pic to our Strappy server, then get a profile ID and attach it this profile ID to register. So how can I do that? First of all, we need to check if our hash file is true or file is set to does not. So we need to let profile ID, keep it profile ID, and if hash file it is true, so first we need to make it from data to call from data and new file dot add append a fields called files files and file and send it to our server called profile profile, just keep it simple, profile, and we forget to export, use profile pic mutation, and need to use this here, const up and API profile pic mutation, and go to here and have it what I'm naming profile pick up, and send new file dot unwrap to get result to store profile, and then we need to attach this file to our how we, if has file is true, then we add a field called image, and this value should be from profile image 0 dot id. Now we are can register with, now we can register with this profile image. So look at our register and use 203 and .com and use this image, dummy image, and register. Okay, upload method not allowed. Why? Method not allowed is not valid session. Some error, parsing error. So we need to look up what is the error to file upload. Dash upload method post filter mutation data URL LOAD load. So we just mistake the password is TL and it's simple for select this image and it register. Just or forbidden, because this forbidden error comes from file upload. So we need to upload access to public. Load, save. Now we can try again, submit this form, and now it should be work. Yes, it should work now, and we can see image, and here we just select this image and it should be work now. Register functionality working fine, and we need to now work with login. To working login, so make working login mutation to login user. We need another mutation for login, and I build dot mutation and return a object and a object called, first of all specify key query, and we need to user email and password to login, and URL, and keep it auth slash local method method post body data. And how to use this? So we just export login mutation and to our login. So const login and here we can get its error loading is loading. Yes, would be work. And we need to create this function asynchronous async dot prevent default login, and repeat ID ID identifier email, and password should be password, and use unwrap. Now and we can see this data and we just simply log it for now data. We go to login page, sign in, and we get JWT back and user information. Now we need to create, we just complete login and register page and login and register functionality. Now we want to keep store login data in our browser, so we are use cookies, and is very easy to use cookies with cookies next package. Install this case, delete this log and go to Auth API in login. Now we just add another object property on query started. Cache and dot query fulfilled are equal set cookie as a our browser user and tr user, and we need to use this user in our client side. So we create a slice, it called auth slice. The initial is state will be defined and user also undefined, and auth slice equal create slice, and need to and in state and reducers are equal state and action. AWT equal and dot payload dot AWT and state dot user equal and dot payload dot user. Now we can dispatch dispatch this action from here. Dispatch can use export slice, and it need to export something for default slice dot reducer and port const login user actions, and we need to register this our application with store tick slice slice from auth slice redux slash third slash redux slice API would be auth slice 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 will be now stated being on not redux, and yes, it is working. Auth slice auth API dispatch is a told login user and payload data payload, so it is working fine. And Now we can see it working or not. Hash login. Yes, login, and our user fee redux store and application is, yes, it is there, JWT to our cookies. And now we want to error handle and page routing system. So now we can error and now we want to page routing system. So p class you don't and percent hash semicolon p don't and count. Here we are using link component next, and register and href should be register, and we need to decorate p to text center my2 3, and name should be text to 100, and cursor pointer cursor pointer, and we want to see some error message to our application. Error is error. If is error is true, then we want to see see error data, error, and message, MESSAGE message. This text class name, need to add some class name to this. Text center text red 600, and now we are looking what I build, and it not looking blue color and need to space here. So we just edit space, and I think not working. Spam. Yes, it is now working, and it go to register page and back login page. Now we are submitting JBrush to see error working or not. Yes, invalid identifier and password. Error is working fine, and we need to routing setup to register page. We just copy this line of code to our register page, paste, and we just import link and change this text to have account login to see we are. Yes, error loading and is error. Now we are for copy paste this line to see our error. It is working, but we need to, when register is complete, we need to redirect to our login page. Equal and to push login and register be true, and it is to track and show user is registered or not. Now we want going to route equals router and register equal route dot query, and we need to show if register is true, then we want to show register success, and add some class name. started save. It's register success and register success. Now we want to see working or not, just in purpose. Yes, it shows us register success. And why it is red? Oh, text black, opacity 50%. Yes, now it is looks like good. And now we want to design our dashboard homepage. So we go to our index.js to make it 6 and index.js. First of all, we need to design page to first name should be container green and center flex call. And we just set up a p tag and link dot href and login and in login to need a add href login and need to add some class name to 500 over text blue 300 text blue 300. And we want to see what we make it look like this, and it will be go to login page. But we need to space there, space. Yes, it is now looking space. If we are login, we need to set up protected route and use get login data in our index page. What I am doing, we just create a utility and make a function, make a file call and we need to request every time to our Strappy server and we are login or detect we are login or not. It is server side function, so so we need to install Axios to our to our to our program. Remember, we are not use it client side, we use it server side, because we know Next.js is full stack framework. Here client side, we can work client side and server side. Const with user equal json dot parse, and we need to explicitly import is next, and import get cookie and get cookie and name it there, and we need to provide request and response. And put Axios from Axios. Goes to object URL, and URL should be, and we need to populate image to specify method get, and just provide headers, authorization as token, get user dot awt. Dot in, and our parsing cookies users ID and requested user ID is same, so user equal user and data and wt get user wt, and we need to return true, else and false, and error be also error. And it our protected routing mechanism not default auth. Now we can use any base to protect our route. First of all, we use index page to detect user is login or not. Yes. Next, server side props, and we want to use await is auth request is auth receive request, and yes, is received request and res get this request res it to this, and props would be is survey is empty set, and here we receive user. Simply here we can receive user if our user just visit our page with this page, so we can dispatch get out user dispatch, and we check if user the data, and go path lies login user. We want to detect. Now we can see if our reload, then our we reload our user, to log to see our user. Object error var API users localhost and user API users slash me let it headers work. Now go to this page, task, created token not 15 Mars it being the request response. Expected token you in this is on at position 0. What time error p log it what we this error before undefined get cookie fine. Yes, get cookies is not from there. So we do port text get cookie already did define store and pass and response. Oh, why we get undefined? Oh, first of all, we need to check if undefined or not. So our application doesn't opt in. So we get this kind of error. We it is looking successfully. Continue this is we only request if else try define. Now it is working. Now if we are reload our application, the automatic get our state, and when we are move, and if we reload now our application, this application crashes. To prevent these crashes, text yes. Now our application doesn't crashes anymore. Now we want to show our now we have user data show. So now we can show our user data and just be this line of code C V, and then want to go. this. Our login as we have show our username, our data dot the name, and link is as profile, and our key we can show profile and link. Now it should be working if we are login. Yes, you are login as Shubho and shows us the profile. Now we are make our first if we try to go to slash login, but we can go to login and register page, but we need to prevent this. So if user is login, now if user is login, we don't see login page, don't show them as login page. Just we need to vector routing mechanism. It is very easy because we have already is auth await need request response, auth request response using this curly brace. If get user turn redirect, a home page, and if not, it is not. Now we can if we try to log in it back to our home page, and this mechanism also should be for register page. Paste it there. There and register. It will push me back to our user page. If I try to implicitly go to login page, then by clicking this profile button, and it also prevent me to go to login page, profile page. Now we are make a profile page. First of all, we just to set up our get user functionality. Also, we just copy this line of code and go to and paste it there. We need to import auth, and it would be now login and permanent true. No auth profile is can go to our profile page, and we need to press this request and fill back just an object. The object, and we need to design this page, and we can receive user on this, and now we are ready to design our so screen. Now we have user data, so can extract user data and struct and count ng flow shell bottom type. If user data has got URL, so we can show this and this. Now next is and src should be and data dot URL. Layout fill in alt and it if we don't have is see this is it close and then 1 2 and data zero or be on out next thing is step from I is ref home and I will and done and would be also and then now we can or because we go restart things. So little bit of space here. To this page. Now we need to on click we go just like in page. Is okay. Now and we need to handle login, handle logout. To make a handle logout, we use router. It in on that is name it user, and we want to remove users from our store to use this auth slice and set AWT defined and set the user it and to see it work now. it I call this and being implying and be working or not is short term. The study success in being oh, we don't redirect user to login. File in toolkit.com in being zero is the register fulfill will be login. So login as admin. Yes, our application is now working